Today I will be doing a video on the Black Phone. A boy is kidnapped by a serial killer who targets young boys while wearing a mask. I didn't know what to expect from the plot and purposely kept it that way because I didn't want anything spoiled. We follow a young boy and his sister who are living with their abusive father. Their neighborhood is plagued by a serial kidnapper who abducts young teen boys. I did end up enjoying the second half way more than the first half. I was rooting for the main character. It's formulaic but very entertaining. It's definitely not a perfect movie. I liked some of the creative choices when they showed flashbacks of the victims and also visions. I really liked what they did with the phone calls. I would have liked to have known more about Ethan Hawke's character. Maybe 70% of the movie is focused on the lead character and him trying to escape and his sister trying to find him. And by the end, we still don't know much about Ethan Hawke. Not everything needs to be over explained, but still, I would have liked to have seen hints of what his personality is like. All we really know about him is that he's a weirdo. And I may need to watch this again to find out his motive, because maybe it just went over my head. I mean, there were hints that he may or may not be a pedophile, but who knows? I was looking forward to this since last year, and the movie does start off very shaky. It took a very long time for me to get invested. I was expecting it to be a lot scarier. There are a couple of cast members who were in the movie Sinister, and that movie scared the crap out of me. The cast alone was exciting and did get my hopes up. The first red flag was the acting. It wasn't terrible, but there were certain scenes that felt comedic, and I don't think they were supposed to be. There's a scene where a father is beating his daughter with a belt, and the emotions just felt very off. It was very over the top. I don't think a girl crying and smashing a bottle is supposed to make you think you should be laughing. I think the girl was supposed to be the comic relief of the movie, but her behavior was still excessive. Another thing I found very bizarre were the numerous fight scenes. There are several scenes where kids are fighting each other and they're going at it like they're pro wrestlers or gladiators. Like they are fighting to the death. I'm not even exaggerating. Like these are the types of fights you would see in prison. The only thing missing were shanks. And these are very young kids. Like these kids look like they are about to exit middle school. They're very young. Where are all the adults? These kids are beating up on one another to the point where someone could actually die. A kid gets hit on the side of his head with a rock, and there is blood pouring from the side of his head. It's a very violent suburban neighborhood with a serial killer lurking nearby. It's very odd. It almost reminds me of the book It, where the neighborhood is fucked up and that's why Pennywise is able to do what it does. It's literally feeding off the negative energy of the area. One more thing I didn't care for was when they showed the kidnapped boys talking. The lead character is talking to them through a phone, and then they show the boys standing in the room with the character as they're talking to him. They didn't need to do that. Hearing their voices on the phone was enough. Overall, I did enjoy it. It's a pretty good movie. It's definitely not as life-changing as I hoped it would be, but I still enjoyed it and I would watch it again, just not in theaters. And I give it a 6 out of 10.